Hello and good morning or afternoon or evening, whatever applies. Whenever you're watching, it's morning for me, so I'll say good morning. It's Friday, so welcome to a new vlog. Welcome to Friday. It's going to be a busy Friday, but also hopefully a pretty chill, relaxed Friday. I'm working from home today, so it's been a busy week. It's been a very busy week. I'm gonna go for a walk, so I'm just getting my water bottle. I'm getting a little bit later of a start than I would like. So it's already 81 degrees outside because it has warmed back up. I think this is going to be the hottest day of the current 10-day forecast, and then it cools down from here. So yes, I'm gonna go for a walk and then I'll come back and freshen myself up. And then in the rest of this vlog, I have a lot of teaching work to do, a lot of grading, and a lot of just other teaching admin end of the week tasks and nearing the end of semester type tasks. And yeah, there's just a lot, there's a lot to do today. But I've been doing a lot all week, so I will probably finish a little early. That is the intention, and then we can work on book stuff. So since Wednesday and the last vlog, I didn't make that much progress with proofreading. I'm only about 11 or 12 pages ahead of where I was because I didn't get to do much yesterday. Yesterday I went to the house and I just focused on teaching work and grading because that was easier to do at the house. Proofreading, I love the dogs. They are a little bit distracting, so it's hard to do something like proofreading unless I go and lock myself in another room so that Mom doesn't try to talk to me or Gus doesn't come and try to get in between me and my iPad. So I didn't get any proofreading done at the house, but then I did manage about 11 pages in the evening after I got home. So I want to do more proofreading today. I'm up to a kind of pivotal point just past the midpoint, so it's kind of 2 chapters. Well, I'm on 1 chapter and then it's all of the next chapter. I don't know how many pages all of that will be, but I really want to get past this whole like moment in the book because I know it is a big chunk of that middle section. So I'm hoping to do at least 30 pages today. If not, 40 or 50 would be like amazing. So we will see. And I want to do some cover work. So as I talked about in the last vlog, the cover is getting so close to being done with the current stage it's in and moving on to the next stage. And I really want to get it to the next stage. So I've got one last thing that I'm tracing in black ink to go from the pencil sketch to the finished black ink line drawing. So I want to get that finished, and then I want to get everything scanned so that I can import it all into Photoshop. So that's something else I'm hoping. So I'm hoping to be done with teaching work by like 3 today, because I think if I had 2 hours from 3 to 5 just to focus on book work, I think I can get a good amount of proofreading done, and I think I can get to that next stage with the cover, which would just be amazing. If it could all be scanned in by tonight, then I could have the weekend to just be playing with everything in Photoshop and could start coloring stuff in next week. So that would be ideal. That would be fantastic. So lots of stuff today. So that's why I want to start the day with just a nice, calming, relaxing walk before I get swept up in the hecticness and chaos of the day. So yeah, and then the painters are here. The painters are outside and they are working on my building now. So the sound of their metal ladders being moved around sounds like it's literally right outside my windows. So that's gonna be fun. But anyway, welcome to the vlog. Let's go for a walk and we'll just see where Friday goes today. Okay, it is afternoon. It's not quite 2 o'clock, so I am in the thick of grading. I'm trying to get everything wrapped up in the next like hour and 15 minutes. I've definitely worked enough for the week because I did extra the other days this week to try to be able to finish early, but even though I could stop at like 2:30 if I wanted to, trying to get until 3. I'm trying to at least still get everything graded, everything like caught up on grading, just to make Monday easier, because Monday, so basically what's happening, basically, let's roll back just a bit. So my walk was lovely. I haven't talked to you since this morning, and I realized I need to plug my laptop in. My walk was lovely, little bit warm, won't lie, but it was still really nice. It was really nice to be out there. Went a little bit farther than I thought. I got just over 1.5 miles in total, so that was really good. I had a bit of an IBS flare-up last night, like really minor, but just really wasn't feeling that well. And it's the first time in like a month since I'd felt even that bad. But, and like, I think that's more connected to hormones and not exercise, because I did go for a walk on Wednesday and I was busy and walking around all day on campus. Like, I feel like I've had enough activity this week, but I think it's just stress and hormones and stuff was just making me feel less than ideal last night. So I really wanted to go for a walk today. So I'm glad I did that. Had some lunch, had a coffee, so I'm feeling human. Then I've just been sitting here for what feels like forever, but it hasn't really been that long. I've already done quite a bit. I've posted my end of week announcement for my online students. I finally submitted the academic status reports. I had a few students who needed those. I've gone through my email, including some emails that have just been like stacking up and waiting for me to have time. So got those done. And I am done with 3 classes. Now, 2 of the classes I have finished for now are easy ones. They're my 2 online classes, and the students haven't turned in all of their drafts yet. So they turn in their drafts. Their drafts are due tonight. So I'm trying to get all the rough drafts of my hybrid students done, because they're the ones who turned them in last night. So I'm getting caught up on all of those final drafts and getting my grade sheets in the folders caught up and updated as well, just so that I don't have those kind of really behind. So yeah, I've got 2 more sections left. I'll get this grading done and then we can move on to the book stuff, the fun stuff, the stuff that's entertaining to watch and hear about. No one really wants to watch me grade. I try to make it as aesthetic as possible in the time lapses, but it really is just me working and grading papers. Not that exciting. I need to get back to grading. I need to finish this so that we can move on to book stuff and talk more about proofreading and, more importantly, today, cover sketching. Okay, I've been taped in on this side. So I've actually opened the blinds up a little bit because that does diffuse the sunlight a bit. It was a little bit distracting. Suddenly heard this like bang against the side of the building as he put the ladder up against the building, and then suddenly there was someone like right outside the window, which I'm on an upper floor, so I'm not used to having someone literally right outside my window. So that was a bit odd to just see like a hand like reaching over. But no, as annoying as it will kind of be to not be able to look out this window over the weekend. Weekends I'm not sitting and working at my desk much anyway, although it's probably gonna be up like this probably all day Monday and probably all day Tuesday. I'll be lucky if they take it down on Tuesday. I just keep telling myself I'm really lucky that they're doing this, they're doing my building now and not in a few weeks when the weather is nicer, and I will hopefully, fingers crossed, be able to turn off the air conditioning and open up the windows. But now it is time to shift to bookwork. So I am done with teaching for the day. I will check my email one more time before 5 o'clock, but I am all caught up on grading, which is fantastic. Now we can move on to bookwork. I'm gonna bring my light board over to this desk. Need to go get my laptop. I think this, oh yeah, that'll stretch. So I can go grab my laptop and have that up on this desktop while I'm finishing up the sketch. I can put on a YouTube video or something. So I have this tree that I'm finishing. I need to be careful. I can line it back up again. So the pencil sketch is underneath, and then I'm tracing over it with the light board. So this, you can't see because it's so dark, but this lights up, which helps you trace. These are like 20 bucks on Amazon, and this light board is a huge part of my cover design process. I love this thing. It makes it so much easier because I will just do lots of rough sketches on my sketching paper, and then I can use the light board to trace the parts that I want. And so in some of my early sketches, there'll be lots of like areas where I've erased bits, and so it just doesn't look as nice. You know, even this tree, there's lots of bits where you can see the lines are thicker and where I've drawn over things, and so what gets drawn on here is just the lines I want. So I'm going to get this tree finished, and then all the other elements are done. So I have all the other pages that have some element of the cover or another. Some of these still need some work, like little corrections that need to be made in Photoshop. So like, I can show you this because it won't give away anything. These are going to be the buildings on the side. So if you've seen like my Inn of Hopes and Dreams covers, this is a side building. So this was a separate sketch, a separate illustration, and then the silver stag was an illustration, and then the picnic tables were separate, the plants were separate, there's an umbrella hanging, there's an umbrella leaning against the door, that was a separate sketch, the trees were separate. So I sketch everything separately and put it in, and sometimes mistakes happen. So like this one has like an extra line there, so there's things that once I get it in Photoshop, I go in with the eraser tool and like just smooth out. There are little imperfections on all of my sketches basically, which is why I'm trying to get this scanned and imported into Photoshop by today so that I can spend the weekend like going through and like really perfecting, as perfect as things get, because I'm not about perfection anyway, but just make them look as good as possible. So I've got my markers. I just have these set of microline pens, look like that. And they've got different sizes of tips, of brush tips and chisel tips. So, and these were like $16 or less on Amazon. So that's what I've been using. And I do the rough sketch on just a regular basic artist's sketch pad, but I actually use computer printer paper for the final sketch because it's just a smoother paper and looks a little bit better when I scan it into Photoshop. So it's a little bit of an insight into my process. So I'm going to do the sketching first. I just want to get this done and get everything scanned, and then I will probably take a break from cover stuff and switch to proofreading. And then after I do my proofreading, I will import everything into Photoshop, because I can also do that tomorrow. The biggest thing I wanted to get done today was finish tracing this tree so that the tree is finished, and then get everything scanned into my computer. And I'll put all the different scans into, so it's going to be the tree, and then the two side buildings will be 3 scans, the main building will be a 4th scan, and then I've got a sheet of paper that's full of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like over a dozen individual elements that will all get scanned separately. So that's going to be the time-consuming part of the process, and that's something I wanted to have done today. So I'm going to finish drawing this tree, then we're going to scan everything, and then we will stop and do some proofreading. Okay, so I went a step further. I need to stop and proofread, but I couldn't help myself, and I've started putting things into Photoshop. So I can't show you all yet, but we are probably only about 2-ish weeks away from a full cover and title reveal. Maybe a little bit more. I'll probably wait until the actual proof copy arrives, and we'll do the proof reveal and the title reveal and the cover reveal all at once. But that's not going to be that long from now. That's going to be here really, really fast. So you will see all of this soon, but I am looking at it right now, and it is looking really good. I was like not sure, and I still have to add in all the little elements, but right now what I have is a really rough mock-up. So I have the shop front with the 2 side buildings. I've got some text placeholders for the tagline, the title, the author name, my name, and the series title and number. I've got a couple things placed in the shop windows, but like I'm still adding in all of that. But I was sitting here like, oh, I just don't know. Like, I'm not sure. And then I added in the tree. Y'all, the tree makes it. The trees in both the existing covers as well. I feel like without the trees, they're just buildings, but with the trees, it makes it feel like you're there, like you're on the street in front of the shop. It just adds an extra layer. And like this one, I can't remember when I think it's late spring-ish. And then this book goes kind of throughout a whole calendar year, but I kind of went with like trees in summer on the cover of this one, and then this one has a bit of like the leaves turning because this one's set more in fall. Book 3 is set in winter going into spring, and so I've got a completely different style of tree than I've done, and I'm just loving it. I really am. I'm just gonna move it over ever so slightly. Yeah. Oh, I love it. This is the dangerous part of Photoshop though. It's like, then I just start playing with everything and just moving things around. But no, it is definitely starting to come together. So I need, this weekend, I'll play with adding in all the other elements and just getting everything kind of placed how I want it, and start playing with colors and coloring it in. I think that's going to also make it come alive when I put in the sky details in the background at the top and a little bit of texture, foreground detail, like ground detail. I didn't do this one. I just kind of did like you can't see the road. This one you can see, like there's the curve and then the road. I don't know if I don't think I need to do that with book 3 though. But oh my gosh, I cannot believe I am finally at this stage. I really can't. It's just amazing. So yeah, I'm just, oh, it makes me so happy. Like, it just feels like it's finally going to be done. And I'm so ready for this book to be done. I'm so ready for this book to be done. I'm ready to get it published. I'm ready to get it out. Now I'm like really messing with things. I need to just stop. We need to go proofread. It's all good. It's done. Need to leave it. But yeah, oh, this is exciting. This is really exciting. To just see it at this stage finally is, oh, it's such a relief. I mean, I'd wanted to be at this stage back in August. I wanted to be at this stage before, just as the semester was starting. Originally, I thought I'd have the cover completely done before the semester started, and then that clearly wasn't going to happen. And then I thought if I could just get everything illustrated and scanned and into Photoshop by the start of the semester, that would be the next best thing. And then that didn't happen. But I'm still proofreading, so we at least got it to this stage before I finished proofreading. But yeah, now it's just the time-consuming, finicky part. Like, it's just playing with the colors and playing with the sizing and the placement and getting everything how I want it. And yeah, I'm starting to, part of my problem is the shop windows and the displays in the shop windows, and I'm starting to realize I might have gone too complicated by trying to make the shop windows exactly how I described them in the book. I might have to scale it back. I might have more illustrations than I need, but the illustrations I don't use, I could just put on the back cover, so nothing will be wasted. Otherwise, I was going to just duplicate some of the elements to the back cover. Okay, I need to go proofread now. I think I'm done with the cover for today, because otherwise I will just keep messing with it all night long. So I will probably let myself do some cover work tomorrow. I don't have to have the cover completely finished before I finish proofreading. The goal is to have them finishing up around the same time. The front cover illustration and the proofreading, finishing those up at the same time, so that once proofreading is done, it's just doing the back cover. that reminds me, I still need a book description and all of that stuff. So I don't know, I feel like I need to just try to finish the proofreading as quickly as possible so that the remainder of the month is just focused on front matter, back matter, book description, cover, all the little things that my brain just seems to completely forget are like necessary parts of this process. I feel like as writers, when you're an independent author, when you're a self-publishing author, it's really a challenge to shift between publisher mode and writer mode. Obviously, if you're traditionally published, you're just doing the writing, and then you're working with your editor to do the editing to finish up the story itself. And then you're probably writing, you write your own dedication and you write your own acknowledgments and your author's note if you include something like that. But then the publisher is handling the title, the book description, the tagline, all of that stuff. They're handling the cover. They're handling book interior formatting. They're doing all of those things. And so you're not, I feel like a traditionally published author isn't as fragmented. And I feel like this is the stage of the process where my brain starts to feel super fragmented, where I'm jumping from proofreader to formatter to cover designer to marketing, book metadata, detailed logistic type stuff like the title and the tagline and the book description. And so I'm bouncing from each of these different roles and swapping out all these different hats, sometimes multiple times in one work session. I'm slowly starting to like figure out, I think part of my process probably needs to be that like I'm finishing things up sooner than I need. Like, it would kind of be nice if right now I could just focus on proofreading and then have 3 or 4 weeks to just focus on finishing up the cover, and then like time to just focus on the book description and blah, blah, blah. Like, not be bouncing between, because we all know multitasking is a myth. It doesn't actually work. And I feel like that's the problem. It's multitasking in a way that just does not really work with my ADHD brain. I want to finish something. I have learned that I feel most productive when I can finish something and then move on to the next step. And so having multiple things, like when I'm outlining and writing and editing, I'm only working on those steps. But when I get to the copy editing, formatting, proofreading stage, that's when I'm also thinking about front matter and back matter and cover and back of the book description and product keywords and all those things. And it starts to feel like there's too many things I'm working on at once. And like, even with the cover, I'm thinking, I'm trying to remember like all the different steps. Are these, am I doing this in the right order? Because of course I don't have anything written down. That would be the smart thing. But yeah, it's just, it's a lot. So I'm trying to remind myself it's fine. And we're just gonna get stuff, like stuff will get done when it gets done, and then we'll upload everything. And so it's all good. And it's still gonna happen pretty soon, sooner than I think. So it's all good. But we need to go proofread, and I need a snack. So I do need to update my journal because I'll have to take it over to my iPad because I can't remember where I ended up now. I need to write down current page number in here because I did manage to do a little bit of proofreading yesterday, but I didn't update my tracker pages. So yeah, I can't believe it. I really can't. This is very, very, very exciting. Wow. Okay, I have to, like, I want to celebrate it and be excited about it, but I also really need to go work. So we're gonna go proofread. But yay, oh my gosh. am done for the day. Done for the week. Well, not quite done for the week on book stuff. I don't know exactly how much I'm going to do this weekend. I do really want and need to rest this weekend, which is why I'm not going to vlog this weekend. I'll probably vlog next weekend. But with conferences coming up, I really need to just rest. So I want to do a lot of reading this weekend and sleep in and probably do some yoga or something light and easy tomorrow and then go for a hike on Sunday. I need a rest. But we got the proofreading done for today. So I got 33 pages proofread, which is fantastic. I'd wanted to get more done, so I got up through page 189. I'd really wanted to get to page 200, so I'm close. I'm really close. But it's nearly 5:30. It's after 5:30, Andrea. So I need to stop. I'm really, really tired, and I can feel my brain is just getting a little bit fuzzy, and so would not be a good idea to do any proofreading when I'm feeling this tired. So I'll probably try to do some proofreading kind of first thing-ish tomorrow, like get up, have breakfast, have coffee, but then before I start reading for the day, like fun reading, I'll do some proofreading. But yeah, proofreading went well. I really enjoyed what I was reading today. I'm still enjoying this book, which is always a good sign. I'm ready for it to be done. I'm ready to have it out and published and for you all to read it. And I'm ready to move on to other stuff. I just feel like I've been working on this one for a really long time. It hasn't been that long. It hasn't been that much longer than I normally work on my books. It feels like I've been working on it for a long time. I think because I have been working on it, like, I haven't been working on multiple projects at once. Like right now, this is the only project I'm working on. I've done a little bit of writing in my outline first draft of Across the Pond 5, but I haven't done any work on that this month so far. This month it has all been finishing up copy editing and then starting the proofreading. I'm excited for Nano, and like I'm ready to start working on my Nano project, and I really need to be thinking about Preptober and prepping for that. I honestly might be doing all of my prep on day one of Nano, or depending on where this project lands by the end of October, I might have a late start to Nano completely. Like if I'm within a few days of being able to upload this book, then I might not start Nano until like the 3rd or the 4th. Just one more way I'm totally being a rebel for Nano. Like this is the priority. I want to get this done. So I don't want to be starting Nano, even doing Preptober stuff and like prepping for Nano. I do not want to be doing anything other than this book, because if I have time to work on something, it needs to be finishing this book. And right now there are multiple things. Like if I don't feel like proofreading, I shouldn't be going and writing or prepping Nano. I should be working on the cover. And if I don't feel like working on the cover, I can be working on front matter or back matter or the book description. Like I have a title. I do have that much, but I don't have a tagline or book description or any of that. I think I've got a start on those things. I need to go and look at my folder, my file. I think I have a start on them, but like there's still a lot that needs to be done. So like on my big task list that I showed you when we finished copy editing, some of these are like ongoing, and some and like there's like multiple things on this list that are like are going at the same time that like I can work on at the same time. So if I don't feel like working on one task, there's no excuse to switch to a completely different project, because there are other tasks for this project that need to be done. So yeah, we'll see how Nano goes. I might not do as much proofreading this weekend as I had originally thought, but I might spend more time this weekend playing with the cover, playing with front matter and back matter, and like drafting up a book description. Like I might spend the weekend, like give myself a break from proofreading, but try to knock out some of these other little things, because that would be really good. And some of these things I can easily do on my laptop, on the couch, while I'm watching a movie or something. So we shall see. I will update you in the next vlog what I managed to get done over the weekend. Anyway, proofreading is in a good spot. I do think I'm on track to finish a little early, which would be great. And I do feel a little bit better about this weekend if I'm doing less proofreading and more cover work and book product related stuff, because I think that would give my brain a break. What a day! What a day, y'all. I can't believe I've got the cover illustration. Like the different elements are drawn and traced and line ink and scanned and in Photoshop and like all of that. Like I can't believe we're up to Photoshop with that. It's just, wow. It's starting to really feel real now. It's starting to feel like I think I can get this uploaded and like truly off my plate, and just then counting down to launch day by the beginning of November, which is what I was hoping for. And then it'll be out. I really want you all to read this. I really do love this story. I think if you've been reading the Independent Heart series, I think you will really enjoy this one. Yeah. And my beta readers agreed. So 2 of them used the word perfect. They probably regret that now. but they can't take it back. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this one out. But anyway, I'm done. It's Friday night. It's getting close to 6 o'clock. I need to sit and relax for just a minute, and then I need to heat up dinner. I've got leftover stew that Mom made when I was at the house yesterday. So I've got some stew and some biscuits, so I'm gonna have those for dinner. And there's a new episode of Bake Off on Netflix, or there should be. So I'm just gonna watch some really cozy TV tonight, I think, and just have a really relaxing, cozy Friday night. I need it so bad. This has just been such a weird week for so many reasons. My brain has just not been in the best place for most of the week. So I am ready for the weekend. But you can leave me a computer emoji for the fact that the cover is now on my computer on Photoshop and ready to go. So yeah, leave me a computer emoji. I would really love that, and that would let me know which one of you lovely people have made it all the way to the end of this vlog. Say hi in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. I am finally mostly caught up on my comments, which makes me very happy. I hate getting behind and replying to you all, because replying to you all is so much fun. It's just lately I've been really busy and neglecting my comments. So yeah, let me know how you're doing. I cannot think of a question to save my life. So just give me an update. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what your weather is doing at the moment. It was still hot today, but it's gonna get nice-ish. So ready. And yeah, give the vlog a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. All of that great stuff. I will show you what I get up to the rest of the evening, but this is going to be it for me for now. And I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!